Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today's project, we're going to be removing this range hood right here. And it's fairly simple to do. Let me show you what kind of tools you're going to need, and then we're going to get this done and we'll take it down. All right, here's an example of what you're going to need. You may need a Phillips head screwdriver. You may need a flathead screwdriver. We are going to use an electric screwdriver to take down some of the screws just because it goes a little bit quicker. Of course, we covered up our stove top with something to keep it from being damaged. We also put down wood on top of that for just in case something falls on it, we don't do any damage. Of course, we're going to need a light so we can see where we're actually working. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come up underneath here and we're going to look to see if your hood is plugged in or if it's hardwired in. Now in this case here, we see it's plugged in. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to come up over here, we're going to unplug it, put our cable down on the bottom right here, and then we'll proceed to taking off this range hood. All right? Now I just want to point this out about the outlet here. If your wire is connected up into a plug on the top there, then it really is just a matter of unplugging it and taking it out. Sometimes what you'll find underneath here is you'll find that the wiring comes through the wall and just runs straight down into the top of the range hood itself. Now if that's the case, you need to come into that range hood underneath the bottom and remove the wiring that actually connects up into it, and that's only a matter of disconnecting your neutral, your hot lead, and your ground wire underneath there. I will attach a video to it, and this video will give you an idea of how to remove the electrical wiring. The only thing is you want to make sure that your power is off to the unit itself so that you don't actually get a shock when you're underneath there working. But I will attach a video right here so you can see how to remove a wire from an outlet correctly. Now up in the range hood it may look a little bit different, but the procedure is going to be the exact same thing. You're going to see these screws up underneath the hood itself, and you're going to have to disconnect the white, the black, and the one that's the ground, which is no insulation whatsoever. It's just a copper colored wire. You're going to need to remove them, and once you remove them, then you'll put on the wire nut over the top of it. You're not going to let the wires touch each other. You're going to have wire nuts over the top of everything to temporarily secure it out of place until you're ready to put your new range hood in or install an outlet up inside your cabinet itself. But this is the procedure of how to remove the wiring and how to make it safe so you can turn your power back on in your house. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take down these grills underneath the bottom here to gain access to the screws that actually hold the hood up to the top here. So we just take these and pull them down, and the way you do that is just pull this piece right here and it slides right out. So we're going to put these off to the side right now. We're going to take all three of them down. And then if you look up underneath the bottom right here, you'll see screws. Sometimes it can be screwed in through the back right here. Sometimes you'll find the screw in here. Other times you'll find the screw right up here. And in this case here, the screws are actually up through the bottom of the hood, up into the bottom of the cabinet. So we're going to take out the 4 screws inside here, and then we'll lower this hood down onto the plywood that we put right here. The way we're going to do it is we're going to take our electric screwdriver and we're going to go in the counterclockwise position and we'll take out these screws here. And we're going to take out one more on this side over here. Now the last two we're going to take out. The hood itself is going to be loose, so we're just going to loosen them just a little bit, just so we can lower it down, so we see if it's totally loose. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on this side over here. Okay, and now we can see that the hood itself is loose and is ready to come down. All right, so we're going to hold this up and we're going to take out the other two screws and then we'll lower it down onto the plywood top that we have here. All right, so this I'm going to do by hand just so it doesn't come falling down. So make sure you're holding it up when you're taking the screws out. The worst thing that can happen is you let it drop and you may wind up damaging your cabinets. Now on this particular range hood, there is no vent to the outside, but if there was a vent where you see that black spot on the back, that brown circle there, you would have your vent tube connected on in there. Now if the vent tube was connected on there, it would just be a matter of grabbing a screwdriver and unscrewing the clamp that actually secures it to the external vent outside the house. But in this particular case, as I said, this is not vented outside. It was actually just a vent in the house. Down onto the top that we put down over here, just like this. And of course we're going to feed our plug through here, and that's it. That's all there is to do, and to remove a range hood from the top of the cabinets itself. All right, just take your time. Make sure you look to see where all the screws are first, and most of the time you'll see there's only 4 screws that hold it up in place, but that's it. All right, so this job is done and we're on to the next one. All right, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.